Hello, welcome to today's Outlook. Going straight into it, this is EURUSD weekly chart. I want to draw your attention to this low. So this swing point, is it going to be something like this up here, where we get the push and then a violent move back down, and then we break down and go in the opposite direction really quickly? So do we get false break here and then the move here? So that's what I'm anticipating on the lower time frames. If we go down into the H1, you can see the level going through here, which lines up nicely with Monday's range. So I'm looking for a move up here, take out these highs, and then that's where I'll take most of the trade off, and then up into previous Monday's low. So if I put on the day dividers, you will see a little clearer. Previous Monday's low here. So we're expecting something like that. Now, it has to stay above Monday's high. We're just breaking back above it again. Yesterday, entered long. Stop here. So we did get a bit of a squeeze. So hopefully this is the rundown that we're looking for. Hopefully it's just a clear path to the upside now. But if we start breaking down below this level again, is a very bad sign. Break structure, break back below that higher time frame level. You can see how this level becomes key through here, and then that would possibly mean that it's not a breakout and it's a continuation. So you have two choices, but I'm already long EURUSD and hoping that these levels come into play today or tomorrow. So that's EURUSD, and we'll move on to pound New Zealand. Not much happening. We still have the levels that we're looking at going through. Support and resistance. This is the key level. We also have this trend line here. As we said at the start of the week, expect price just to bounce upon here, and we're waiting for that break below this level here. And that is the only time that we'll become interested in the market, and that's going to open up sell orders. So we're looking for that break to get below here. So you can see how key this level is running through here on the daily time frame. If we go down into the H1, you can see how choppy it is, just bouncing off the level. Monday's low coming in here, and it's just going sideways. So waiting for that daily break below this level, and then we'll become interested in it. EuroCAD we'll move on to. Finally getting a little bit of a breakdown. So if we go to the weekly, draw your attention to the reactions here, and here, and it's resistance, and you can see on the weekly time frame, if I just zoom in, you can see the candles very, very bearish. We had a push early on the week, so that's a good sign for shorts. We're finding it very tough to push above this level, so you can see that this level is key. Now we're just waiting for that final breakdown. If we go down to the H1, put the day dividers on, Monday's low, and we push up to the candles. This becomes the level that I'm looking at, I'm interested in on the lower time frames. Let me just tidy this up, and you can see the support running through here. So if this does finally break down here, I'm getting on board short, and it's going to this higher time frame level on the weekly. So you can see the reactions going through this level, and Monday's low would be key. This would finally be the breakdown that we're waiting for on EuroCAD, and yeah, be interested in selling that straight down to this higher time frame level. So that one's looking good at the moment. It's nice price action. Well, it may not look it on the lower time frames, but on the higher time frames, it's actually looking quite good. And we'll move on to Euro Pound. And remember at the start of the week, I said, you know, where it's sold off heavily before, that's what you want to be looking for. History usually repeats itself. Obviously it's not going to be the exact same price action, but if something's sold off heavily before at a level, you don't really want to be buying this instrument coming into these levels and expecting it to go further. So on the weekly, this is the level that we're looking at here. You can see the reactions here and here, and we're just hitting this now. So this could be one for next week if we break below. Expecting a lot more downside for euro pound. We'll see where we're at in the lower time frames now, and we're just hitting this level now. So let's see what happens for the rest of the week. If we get below it, we could potentially use the bottom of that daily range to push down, using previous Monday's highs as targets. But like I say, we'll have to wait and see. Potentially would like to wait till next week for this one, and there's no real rush. I don't really want to rush it, so we'll see. Price could just bounce from level to level here and consolidate for a while, and yeah, we'll just play it by ear and we'll see what price action gives us. Dollar CAD. What I don't like about this is the fact that we haven't taken out this swing point. Yes, we've come up and we could get the reaction, but I would rather one more drive up and take this out. So I'm not interested in trading this to the downside at the moment. It could fall, obviously, but I would have rather it took this swing point out, and that's just the way I like to trade. So if we do get that push up, then I'll become interested in it once again. CAD yen. If we go to the weekly, this was the level that we were looking at. We are getting that bounce. I do think a lot more upside in here. You see, we swept this level, failed to close below it, so that was your indication, that was your clues. And then if we stayed above this weekly level, then expecting this push up to this level here. Utilising Monday's range. If you come down and look at the price action on Monday's range, we came up, spiked it, failed to close above, and then when we finally do close above, then that's when you get the push, and we've took out previous week's high. So I think that this gap will get filled in here. It'll not take much to push it up there, so that would have been a nice little trade if you got involved in that. Aussie New Zealand now is quite an interesting level on the weekly. You can see the touches of support. So this is a key level, and we're just coming up into it right now. So I wanted to see, because we've swept this low here, you can see we've swept and got that reaction. That's why I like trading swing points. You get that nice bounce where it's just an initial bounce and then a continuation, or do we break above and start taking out these levels here. So it's interesting, Aussie New Zealand. At the moment we're just stuck in the middle of that higher time frame level here, run through here. So we need this break above to see what happens. Potentially it'll be a trade for next week. I want to see how this week finishes out. If we put the day dividers on, yeah, we broke above Monday's high, but following structure up just in case we get a violent move to the downside off that level. It'd be Monday's low, because if you look at the price action going straight through Monday's low, that would be the key level. You can see the resistance turns to support. That would be the key level that I'm looking at if we do get that violent move off this higher time frame level. But as for now, we'll just let it play out, but just know that it's something that I'm looking at. Pound CAD was one of the main plays for the start of the week. We are getting this move back up into this higher time frame level on the weekly. So let's see if we can get the move back down. We are reacting off a level that we have marked out. Support, resistance, going straight through here. So we were waiting for a H1 close below Monday's low. As you can see, that it lines up This is Monday's. Put the day dividers on. Monday's low lined up nicely with that support and resistance, so we were looking for that breakdown, so we didn't get it. No trade. We are sitting above the weekly level, so nothing to trade here. I don't want to be trading it to the upside, although it could very easily trade to the upside. We broke above this level, but I was looking for a bearish idea, and I'll stick to that idea. If it goes higher, then there's no trade and there's no money lost, and then if it sets up the way I want it, then I'll trade it. Stick to the plan. Pound yen now, quite a lot of instruments this week, but just price action's been quite favourable. We'll go to the weekly. Actually the daily, sorry, you can see it a little bit clearer. The levels that I was looking at, so support and resistance, we were looking for a daily close above, we're looking for a daily close above this level, and we got it, a retest, and we're going higher. So this is the next key level for pound yen in my books. There's nothing really stopping it. There's no real support and resistance in here, and there's no real support and resistance in here. You can see the support and resistance starts coming into play here, 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 here. So that would be the next logical area. If you do get any pullbacks into this area, I would long pound yen up until this key level. We go down into lower time frames. Monday's levels just didn't line up as nicely as I want it. You see Monday's high here. I would rather Monday high was here, so something like this, and then we get that break above, and then I would have no problem whatsoever taking that trade. But now if we do get a pullback, there's no real swing point to get nice risk to reward. It would have to be this low, or potentially this low, but I'll have to play it by ear. It's just it didn't set up the way I wanted it to, so it didn't get involved. Monday's range quite small. If it, I think I'm just waiting for something like that would have been key, and I would have been all over that. We'll go on to, we'll finish off with dollar Swiss and dollar yen. They were the last on the list. So dollar yen, or dollar Swiss, sorry, key times, support, resistance, and we're actually below this key level. So once, if it stays below here, then I have to look for bearish opportunities. I go down into the H1. You can see we're just grinding this level. We broke Monday's low once, and now we're just sitting above it. So you can see the price action, support, support. So if we break down here, I'd actually take a short down into this key level. It looks quite bearish at the moment, but also bear in mind we've had this massive bull run on this instrument, and it could very easily continue. So a break above this higher time frame level, and I'm out of shorts. That's me closing out the trade. But if we do get a H1 close back below Monday's low, I'd be interested in shorting it again. And if we go and finish off with dollar yen weekly, looks like we're closing back above. We had this channel, this very strong run, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a breakdown, but if there is, this is the level. It needs to break. If it breaks down, it's going to be very fast. Can we get nice R going into this next level? Probably not, so that's why it's near the end of the video. But I would like to keep an eye on this structure just going into dollar yen, because it's getting squeezed and it's getting squeezed, and something needs to happen. So if it breaks above, it's probably going to go higher, but also look for that breakdown. So just keep an eye on this squeeze. It's being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, and something has to give at some point. So yeah, that's it. A lot of instruments to get through, just like Monday's video. That's the levels that I'm looking at, what I'm expecting to happen. If you want me to go over any charts or trades, you can hit me up. And yeah, thanks for the birthday messages yesterday. It was a weird one, to be honest. And stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.